Dealing with back spasms and a tired arm, Wagner wasn't the same guy down the stretch, and that hindered an already ineffective bullpen. Sunday, I caught up with the Mets closer at a function in New Jersey and asked him to reflect back on a painful end to 2007.
Well, last year was such a disappointment for all of us that, to get away and just kind of reflect and see what we really need to do and what we need to do individually. I know for myself that was something that, I had a hard time with, to look back and to see how inconsistent or just not playing well, impacted. I watched a lot of tape of how, bad we were, and I think it's motivating, hopefully for all of us, to get back into this season and kind of send the right message.
Was there anything, Bill, on tape that maybe you saw, or was it just one of those things where just snowball and everything, all aspects just didn't really click? What did you see on tape?
I think it was a little bit of everything. I think lack of focus, preparation. I think it was I think for me, it was like we were going to win regardless, and when we didn't, it just, you can't turn it on. And so I honestly think that we were expecting it to be easy and to walk into the playoffs, and that's not how the game's played.
Now that the season's over, can you be honest? How much did your back bother you down the stretch? I mean, you don't use it as an excuse at all, but how much did it bug you, and did it affect you when you went out there the last few weeks of the year?
I was able to pitch. I don't know how effective. I mean, it bothered me, but if you're as a professional athlete, if you're able to go, you got to be able to overcome these injuries and stuff like that. But there's a lot of us out there that were beat up. That we were giving it what we had, but wasn't good enough.
Are you fine? Is a back thing in the past, or is it something that you still have to watch this year?
I think you always have to watch it. I mean, that's just like my groins or whatever. I mean, you have to be careful the older you get, and you have to really do extra, and that's sometimes doing extra is too much. So you have to just really watch that fine line of what to do and how much to do it.
You were critical, I guess, in November a little bit about the team's offseason and what's going on. And when you look at it, there's a couple moves, but you lose to Tom Glavine. Where do you see the team right now, and what do you think are the needs right now for this team?
Well, I don't think I was being critical of the Mets losing Tom Glavine. I think if I was Tom Glavine, I'd have went back to Georgia too. I mean, my family's there, but I critical. I mean, I don't know if I was being critical or just honest with what we've done. I mean, losing LaDuca and getting Snyder and Church, I think that's a great move for us. I mean, I don't think we hurt ourselves at all. I mean, Snyder's probably a better catcher than Paulie, and Paulie's probably a little bit better hitter than Snyder. But I mean, then you've got a Ryan Church who's probably given the right situations and the confidence. I mean, he could turn out to be one of the greatest finds for the Mets in the outfield. Talented and powerful and athletic. I mean, that's what everybody wants. And I mean, there's always a need for pitching. I mean, I don't think you can get enough pitching. I mean, when you have a pitching staff that's somewhat young and old at the same time, I mean, you're not going to get the consistent outings of 7, 8 innings. So you have to really prepare yourself to have that bullpen that can really pitch 4 and 5 innings a night, and that's what we have to do this year.
Finally, Bill, is it fair to say because the Phillies won the division, they're the team to beat? I mean, is that who you have a target on right off the bat, or not necessarily true?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's great. I mean, I think the Phillies are probably the top team. I think the Braves are second, and I think we're probably somewhere third.
Really?
Yeah, we've. We have to play the season, and I guess it's just basing off how we played last year, and it should be a motivating year. We really have to step up and quit talking about doing some things and do it. I mean, to come here my first year and to get so close, it's tougher now because you just don't know if you're ever going to get back, and you're hoping the rest of the guys feel the same way. You want to get back there. You want to sit there and get back to that postseason, get to that World Series.
Here are Billy Wagner's numbers before and after the break. For the bullpen as a whole in the second half of last year, it was a bad combination, overworked and ineffective.